I'm happy that boss approved my online portal and mobile app proposal for a membership program.
Congratulations.
That is because, Joyce, it is a good proposal. However, I'm still a bit concerned about the data protection aspects of this project. I think we should ensure that we have looked at all the aspects, especially since we have the opportunity to put measures in place right at the beginning of this project. Data protection by design, right, Kwanzaa?
Yes, boss. An important aspect of data protection by design is to be proactive and preventive. We have to plan for all these measures before designing the system, and we have to anticipate and prevent things that might happen before they happened. This way, the system will be more robust. So we must assess the risks and provide measures for them.
Exactly, Kwanzaa. That is why I have made an appointment with this company. They may have some personal data protection by design tips for us.
All right, boss. I'll be on it. Hi, Alan.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Please
Thank
have a
you
seat.
for having me.
You're most welcome.
Nice place you've got.
Thank you.
Alan, can you share with me more about what sort of data you collect and how do you use them?
Sure. As a marketing research company, we collect a lot of personal data through interview and survey. The type of data is subject to research objective and nature. For example, if we are conducting social study, we may gather demographic information such as how old are you, where do you live, what do you do. If let's say we're conducting financial study, we may gather information on what is your salary, about how much in your saving account, and also could be questions like what is your investment portfolio, and what is your purchasing motivations. We don't share interviewee personal data with research buyer. We normally aggregate all the data together. We perform segmentation analysis. So we look at the overall result instead of individuals interviewee personal data.
Seems like you've got tons of information to process every day.
Precisely.
So what got you started on this personal data protection journey?
Oh, this is way back to 2014 when we learned about the DNC and PDPA will be implemented in July. So we start gathering our staff together to discuss the acts. Of course, looking at that point of time, there are limited consultants available for consultations.
Exactly. Did you get any external help?
Nobody available. We have no resources to engage any specialists to help us.
Wow, so everything is DIY.
Yes. So we gather all level of our staff together. So during office hour, we will discuss the acts, and then we will study the advisory guideline line by line. And if let's say insufficient of time, so we will gather everybody come back after work or during weekends to discuss for 8 whole months.
8 months?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Of course, I'm very glad at the end, together with our staff, we crafted our data flow, we formulated our PDPA policy, and also our in-house training materials.
You just mentioned that you crafted and designed all these policies to cater to the needs of JRC.
That's right. Because market research is a unique industry, we handle a lot of personal data. This is why we customize the data flow to cater for our operational needs.
So it's data protection by design.
You can say so.
Can you tell me more?
Maybe we can move over to our call center. You will have better pictures of it.
Great.
Come, let's go.
Thank you.
So this is our call center. Since this is a call center handling a lot of personal data, so this is why we redefine this area as a restricted area. When interviewer arriving this area, first of all, they have to come to our staff to sign up the ID as well as the locker key. And they have to deposit their personal belonging and also their mobile phone into the locker before they go into the call center.
Oh, why can't they bring their personal belongings into the call center?
This is to prevent potential data leak. Come, let me show you one of our call center.
Okay.
So this is one of our call center here. And paper will be supplied to interviewer for notes taking. So when they finish their jobs, before they leave the call center, they must submit this paper to our staff in charge here. And our staff will shred this paper accordingly.
Every single piece?
Of course, this is to prevent potential data leak. And if you look at this call center, you can see that we divide call center into 3 individual rooms. The purpose of these divisions is to ensure privacy and confidentiality to our clients.
And what other SOPs do you have in place?
We have new information security measures in place in this call center. One good example is we segregate our data into sensitive and non-sensitive. So in this case, sensitive data only can access through LAN system. Okay. On top of that, all our PC here, we disable all the USB ports, CD-ROM, and Wi-Fi feature. If let's say based on project requirement, if we need to access to client server, so our system administrator will come in to whitelist the IP address to allow this PC access to client server.
Oh, selective browsing.
Control environment.
When the interviewers make outgoing calls, what do they have to take note?
I think the most important thing is they must obtain consent from interviewee. Okay, example, before they continue to interview the interviewee, they have to seek their consent for recording and also to seek consent for participation in the survey.
And what are some of the other challenges that you faced?
One of the challenges is human resistance. Example, some of our interviewer feedback that it's too strict, not allowed them to bring in mobile phone and personal belonging to the call center.
Oh yeah, they'll be out of touch for a long time.
Yes, causes a lot of inconveniences. And on top of that, because of PDPA, we introduce more steps on data transmission. And for example, we need to encrypt the file before we send it to client. So sometimes our staff and clients complain that it's too rigid, why we need to implement all these things. So we try our best to explain to our interviewer, to our staff, to our clients that, I know it's rigid, it's inconveniences, but what important to us is compliance and is to protect the general public's their personal data.
How true. And after doing all this, how has the company benefited from data protection measures?
I think the first thing is our staff learn about the obligations and accountability. Secondly, a lot of reputable research buyer or research agency, they are interested working with us because we have high standard of data protections. I think we gain from that.
All right, thank you so much, Ellen.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. I have to shred this before I go.
Oh, sure.
No.
Please.
Can I bring them out?
No.